Hello and welcome to Bargain in Subscription Gaming. My name is Rich, and we're going to play a little more Return to Grace. I think, we're pretty far along in this. It's the elevator company. So it does repeat a little bit.
You mean the game where you refused to help us?
I provided you with the opportunity to prove yourself. Is that not why you're here?
I'm an archaeologist. I'm here to do my job.
I don't think Addie enjoys having obstacles placed in the way of her goals.
We have arrived at our destination.
This is more like visual novel with like a little interaction than like game, I would say. There are things you have
Spire
to do,
pilgrims
but
must have
like the
gathered here.
puzzles
To listen to the Keeper's sermons, I guess.
never get
People will
difficult.
return
Not
here
that I
once the
want.
beacon is restored. Flock and shepherd will be reunited.
There's paths all the way over there. Why is this pulled out?
Signs of conflict?
Or a strength contest?
This one's pulled out too. Very strange. Oh, look what we have here. Are these a bunch of wish canisters? I hope we don't have to do this.
Wish canisters.
These have never been used.
For recording wishes, maybe. They look pretty banged up.
Somebody used them as projectiles or something. Somebody made a little fort here. This is climb debris pile, which I will, but I wanna. This is all burnt.
Pilgrims were building fires. Why would they do that?
Look at
Quite
that.
the manifesto. I don't recognize the language.
I am embarrassed to say I do not recognize it either.
Well, they were here long enough to get bored. It must have been written with charcoal from the fires.
This is the
People were
bedding from
clearly sleeping here.
upstairs.
They must have dragged this up from the settlement.
Don't see anything back here. They do tend to reward you for exploration, though, so I'm gonna look. No, nothing here. Let's slide all the way across to the other side and come up the other side. I don't think we're gonna find anything. It's very, very mega churchy, though, isn't it? Kind of thing you expect to see, somebody doing a prosperity gospel in. Oh, there's another little encampment over here where a bunch of pews pulled around something. And behind it, there's like food.
Someone went through a lot of food. Guessing they were here for a while.
Judging by bedding and volume of food containers, 5 to 10 people might have been here for over 20 days.
5 to 10 people for over 20 days. And here's this. Okay, so I think we have to go climb up. Look, they were throwing them at the glass there. And then they finally broke through over here. This is really good storytelling.
Seems to be holding my weight.
It reminds me a little bit of Portal. There's more stuff on the wall up there. There's the glass. Our person slowly pulling herself up instead of just leaping over is a really good effect. I mean, in most of these games, you just leap. Here you see her pulling her legs over to get up. Should we look here first? I'm going to go back up this way. There's a path over there, but I want to see. There's a plaque, a pulpit.
So the Keeper must have stood here, addressed the visitors, gave his sermons. You imagine having the solar system coming to you for answers?
The Keeper was merely a vessel for the word of grace.
Then why not have Grace address them?
There is sometimes more power in what is imagined than in what is seen.
These are the ones that kind of got thrown over. Somebody got a little enthusiastic. Alright. We have some more writing on all the little tunnel they made there.
More camps. Another stage in the siege. Looks like the numbers really fell off here. Most gave up by now.
Or died.
No bodies yet. Death to Everett. Pretty clear who they blamed.
Okay, that's Everett? I'm not sure, but...
This must be an attempted barricade. I'm guessing there was a lengthy siege. So, when Grace shut down, the Pilgrims blamed the Keeper. They demanded to see Grace, or thought they could reactivate her. The Keeper turned off the heat. Pilgrims built fires, dug in. They eventually got restless. Wish canisters started flying. As Pilgrims were breaking through the partition, the Keeper and his followers built up a barricade. We'll have to make our way through the barricade to learn how it ended.
Squeeze. And there's some nerd points. Let them come. They do love their movie references. Statue.
Can't make this out.
I'm gonna guess that's Everett, right?
2766 to 2780. These dates are from the old Julian calendar, which makes them very old.
1,200 years, by all accounts.
Nothing here either. 2780 to 2830. I'm guessing these were the time periods that these keepers served here. This canister looks undamaged.
And it has been recorded on.
Oh.
This has gone on long enough. There's nothing Keeper Everett can do to meet your demands. You must return to your ships now, or we will be forced to take more drastic measures.
So this was left for the angry pilgrims.
What do you think more drastic measures were?
I don't know. But you might get to see that dead body. Second
Salmon.
barricade. Looks like they got under this one. 2942 to 2956. This would mean keepers were at the spire for at least...
444 years.
That sounds about right. Do we know where this goes?
To a funicular that leads to the next section of the spire.
Air
Oxygen
tank.
tanks. Everett upped the ante. Cut off life support here. Long live Grace.
Apparently not.
Little boxes everywhere, and we got a corridor.
Hold on, Addy. The room beyond the airlock is uncompressed. I don't believe it can be sealed. Something must have been compromised. You'll want your helmet on.
Alright. Examine
An
the
emergency exit?
For certain. It opens to the moon's surface.
Not going there yet.
Alright, we're gonna go there as soon as this doesn't open, right?
The tracks ahead lead to the highest point of the spire, known as the lighthouse.
Is that where we'll find Grace's processors?
Obviously.
You need
Obviously.
only worry about the beacon, Addie.
This doesn't look operational.
Let me try it, Addie.
Okay.
Come on! It's ice again?
The force needed to break through the ice dam would only come from directing all power to control processors.
Which only I can do,
Great.
on one condition.
And what's that?
You shall have no others before me. Cast aside that device on your wrist and continue with me alone.
Whoa, hang on.
No, Addy.
But how will I communicate with you?
Mine is the only voice that resonates freely throughout every aspect of the spire. My words live within the vessel in which you stand now. They reverberate through the very walls of the Enclave above. Through the many devices and instruments at my control,
Yep, I got it. You're everywhere.
What if she needs another configuration for something?
She will not.
Is there another way to get to the top?
Of course. The funicular is merely the most survivable option.
Throw the device from the funicular window to take your place at my side.
Wonder if
This door leads out into the storm?
To your certain demise. Yes.
He's being dramatic. Your death is only marginally likely.
In theory, you could follow the funicular track up the mountain slope to the base of the lighthouse structure.
It would be dangerous.
So I give up my options by throwing away my comm, or take my chances in the storm.
It's an important decision, to be sure.
it's gonna be one of those things
You must
where
not do this, Addie. In taking this
You
risk,
choose
you
one or the
jeopardize
other.
all of humanity. Would you deny them my guidance and protection?
This is what can happen when you make ultimatums.
You and your ilk were distracting Addie from her true purpose.
We are providing Addie with a variety of perspectives.
nice, nice.
Sorry,
Enter the
boss.
storm.
I'm keeping my comm device.
You may not live to regret this, but countless billions in the solar system will.
Yep.
The storm is...
Hello? Must be interference from the storm.
Addie,
Alan?
where are you?
I was right, Alan. I found Grace.
You need to return immediately, Addie. Your oxygen must be dangerously low.
I'm good, Alan.
You need to listen to me.
If I'd listened to you, we wouldn't have made it past Mars.
Wait, did you say Grace is still active?
Not exactly, but I'm working with her oldest service to try to bring her back online.
Well, one of these servers is actively blocking me.
I can guess which one.
You need to get back.
Alan? Alan!
You're not considering climbing across that structure, are you?
Do I have a choice?
There is also a path that descends into the canyon. It looks well worn and preserved over time, which means it's likely sheltered and safe.
And boring.
The funicular structure looks faster. And more fun.
Don't tease, Addie. The walk will give you time to think. And perhaps a chance for us to talk.
Alright, let's go.
I'm not doing the high wire act in this storm.
Oh man.
How do you know where this is headed?
I don't. But it must eventually make its way to the other side of the canyon. Where else would it be leading?
It's certainly more sheltered here. So, what did you want to talk about?
Why is it so important that you activate Grace?
It's widely believed that recovering Grace would recover thousands of years of knowledge lost to the Dark Age. This looks like an old colonial language.
That's strange. I don't recognize the dialect.
Translates roughly to Grace is love.
You've come all this way at great personal risk in search of knowledge.
Why not?
Without enough fuel or oxygen to go home.
I'm a committed academic.
What do you really want from Grace?
I'm not sure. This is Martian.
What does it say?
It says, let her rest.
As in leave her alone?
People wanted her to go away?
Or didn't want her disturbed. You know, we don't let AI make any important decisions anymore. But most of the decisions that humans make are pretty awful.
You don't think AIs are capable of making bad decisions?
I just hoped Grace might be better. I don't have plans to return because I don't have anything to return to. And I can thank human decisions for that. Were these to honor Grace, I wonder?
Or to leave one's mark for other travelers to see? Vanity at its most basic.
Don't we all desire to leave something behind?
I'm surprised a formation like that could remain standing for so long. And you weren't familiar with the language on the stone carvings. These must have been left long after Grace shut down. People kept coming. Zealots, maybe.
Or curious explorers like yourself.
Hey, do you think I've been activated before? And hung other explorers and did
Please
cool stuff
send
with
me a
them.
sign.
But now I don't remember.
That's a pretty deep thought, pal.
Yeah. So you were saying that something happened to your family that you think an AI could have prevented?
It was a shuttle crash with a human pilot. There was, an instrument malfunction during launch, and she panicked.
I'm sorry, dear.
It's okay, Mom.
Were you ever able to forgive this pilot?
Not quite yet.
I'll tell you my secret now. Confided with Mom. They really just throw those achievements at you in this, don't they? Okay, I think we gotta go that way, but first, let's look in
How
the
much farther?
cave
It's
here.
another 50 meters to the base of the lighthouse.
This wasn't so bad then.
You still have to find a way into the lighthouse. So there's still time to regret not taking the free ride to the top.
I didn't want to limit my options.
Well, this doesn't seem very safe. I mean, it's really neat looking.
What's this?
An emergency escape ladder. You could work out the override to bring it down, or see if there's another way up.
Let's work on the override.
So I can bring down the ladder by doing something here.
Of course. You've proven to be clever enough.
The path keeps going. We could see if there's another way in.
So what's it going to be, Addie? Something that challenges your mind? Or something that challenges my respect for you?
The numeric override that lowers the ladder is 50 and can be represented in binary. I can give you the sequence.
I happen to know a bit about ancient computer languages. Turning each switch adds a different fixed value, starting with 1 on the far right and increasing by exponents of 2 as we move from right to left. So I just start mucking around until I get the number 50.
But you needn't muck around. I could just tell you the sequence.
Yeah, well, maybe I want to muck around.
Very well. But I'm here if you require my assistance. Remember the number you were trying to reach this week.
You're so smart, Addie.
Compared to what?
Why wouldn't you let me help you with the override?
It's only natural to want to do things yourself.
It seems inefficient to make calculations that have already been completed and freely offered.
Satisfying to do the work sometimes.
Well, AIs arguing with themselves.
The door to the station airlock is unlocked and can be manually opened.
That's convenient, for once. There. Who needs control?
You took a foolish risk, Addie. But you have arrived at the lighthouse nonetheless.
Yes, well done.
And you may still be redeemed with the activation of the beacon.
I do
Always
like
with the
Control.
beacon.
I would never listen to him, but I do like him.
Always with the beacon.
Always with the beacon.
Will I need my helmet?
It's never a bad idea. Unless you want to preserve your suit oxygen in case of emergency.
The rooms ahead are safely pressurized, Addie. You're good to go.
Do we know if your processors are here?
The room directly ahead was the Keeper's living quarters. Grace processors are somewhere above.
Pretty basic accommodations.
Like monk cells for these keepers, huh?
These must be the cells where the Keeper's acolytes stayed.
And where new ones will return.
Ah,
This looks like it was left for someone to find.
I can hardly believe it has come to this, but my work here with Grace will end with Grace herself. I can only pray that people will come to forgive us one day. We loved her, and we lost her. She will never be forgotten.
Doesn't sound like the Inner Circle wanted Grace shut down.
Okay. Did I look at this one already? I think so. A different color sort of thing here.
Another canister.
The last shuttle leaves in but a few hours. We did what we could to save her. I know she is lost to us for good. Even Everett probably knows that now. But I couldn't compel him to leave. None of us could. I fear he will follow Grace into the dark. Yet, such is the way of a keeper. His fate will forever be tied to Grace.
I'll find a dead guy or like a
Everett was trying to save Grace.
freezing coffin thing, you know, like a preservation unit. There's no bed in this one. This one's weird. Okay. Main door there. Relief.
This door certainly looks important. How do we get in?
That's curious. I have no access to this door, nor do I see any way of opening it.
Feels solid.
There aren't any hidden switches, if that's what you're thinking.
Looks like someone's
Figures.
being selected from a group.
A human sacrifice.
I'm guessing it's the Keeper.
The depiction seems to imply they were chosen from the masses on pilgrimage here.
Oh, they don't let me back out of this, huh? Examine writing.
Faithful, vigilant, willing. That sounds so familiar.
The ancient tenets of the human in the loop.
Grace's architects must have been more fearful of losing control over AIs than we are today because they gave them so much responsibility. I mean, it makes sense. Grace was the greatest AI undertaking in human history.
They're letting me finally get away from this. This one has nothing.
Nothing here either.
Well, you're nothing if not predictable.
Just making sure.
Wow. Insulting little,
The triangle here must be the spire, which would represent Grace. And this would be the pilgrims coming to Grace. This is the same symbol that's on the Keeper's door. So I assume it represents the Keeper. This ring here seems to connect the Keeper to Grace.
Curious that the Keeper is situated above Grace. Would you agree, Control?
Coincidence.
The human in the loop again.
oh, they're gonna let us examine the door again.
So if this is the symbol of the Keeper, I figure only the Keeper was allowed to enter here.
Maybe the keeper had a key for the door.
As we've been saying, there is no mechanism for a key or any other interface.
Maybe the Keeper was the key. Maybe the door would open for him.
Are you not already the keeper? You are the only human in the loop here.
Ah, but does Addie qualify based on the 3 tenets?
I would say Addie has proven to be virtuous and faithful.
But I'm not willing?
Are you willing to become the new keeper?
If it means I'm able to activate Grace. But how would I prove I'm willing?
Maybe you can just tell the door you're the new keeper.
That's idiotic.
I'm the Keeper?
Ha! Say it like you mean it.
I'm the Keeper.
Congratulations on your new job, Addie.
Yeah, congrats.
My god. This is really it. This must be
Speak
where all the
friend
wishes
and
end up.
enter. Okay, it's another.
Ah.
We just brought down this thing with all these little handles on it.
One of the blocks is missing. Looks like it was ripped out.
This lever we use to pull it down.
Each tube must connect with a room in the settlement.
Where are you going, Addie?
Just looking around. Is this a theremin?
It is a 35th century reproduction of a 29th century Kellogg theremin.
I used to play one as a kid. I hated those lessons. Huh. It still works. Well, let's see what I can remember.
You are seriously going to indulge in a theremin session?
If it was good enough for Everett, it's good enough for me. Just settling into the new job.
Okay.
Decent sized bed. You think keepers ever had partners?
Are you considering your prospects? I'd suggest they are not good.
Is this a lavatory?
It is indeed.
He didn't keep much in the way of personal items.
As keeper, he would have want of nothing.
Can't say I'd feel the same after a few years.
We've looked at all the things up here.
What's this?
A playback device for the wish canisters. It appears wishes from each room could be sorted and consolidated onto master canisters.
Just static.
The recording is too deteriorated for standard playback. You'll need to rebuild the recording with your altered comm device.
Well, it's been over 30 years since I made a wish of my own. It's the same one as always. I wish you'd come back to us. I'd also like to wish for your forgiveness, Grace. I know the place above is your domain, and we ought not enter. But I've decided going up there is the only way to get you back, and I have to give it a shot. I won't be sending this wish up with all the others. I'm going to leave it here for anyone else who might come along. And if they do manage to bring you back, they can tell you Everett says hello, and that he truly believed you were a beautiful thing.
So, Everett had a way into the processor room.
That would have been strictly forbidden.
The room is directly above, but I don't detect an obvious way in.
Maybe he wished himself up there?
If that works, I will gladly shut myself down.
Do it, Addie. Make a wish.
As last resort, pal. You don't suppose Everett crawled in here?
The cavity would be big enough to contain an average human.
There's really no telling what would happen if you rolled that up.
But it has to be the way he got up there. Makes sense.
The space above is the domain of Grace. It is not for you to enter.
What else is there for me to do here?
You can carry out your duty as Keeper of the Spire. On the console, there is a button that will activate a beacon to call the masses back to this place. I have armed the mechanism. You need only push the button. Human hands will usher in a new golden age.
And this guy just keeps giving us these ultimatum choices, I think I'd rather just, climb in.
Well, I fit.
Now what? You're going to mail yourself?
Maybe.
There's no way to raise this container from inside.
This is not allowed, Addie.
I need to know.
Keep your hands inside at all times, Addie.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
There must be millions of wishes stored here. What can you tell me about this place?
Precisely 1 million wishes are contained here.
Oh, and they light up when I speak with my voice.
Can you get me closer to the central column?
I do not have the ability to move the structure.
Sorry about this, Mom. I don't think I have many options here. I feel like these are meant to be moving.
That does appear to be the design.
All these wish canisters are connected to us somehow. I think they are us.
Jump.
The wishes are grouped together to provide the subroutines that make up empathy, logic, and control systems.
It would make sense, wouldn't it, that grace would be made from the hopes and dreams of humanity?
Leap.
I do not detect any sign of Everett here.
No dead body?
There are no human remains within the confines of this room.
Aw, man.
Sorry, pal. And if there's no body here, where the heck would he have gone?
Ain't no body here. Let's examine the machine. Well, we're at 32 minutes and we're at this machine. I think we got more of the game. It would be silly if I ended it here and we were right at the end. But I do want to, keep these things down to about 30 minutes. I'm going to try to, finish this game with you guys, seeing as we've already done, let's see, we've done 20 of 35 achievements. And I'm guessing a couple of those were related to choices like doing what Control wanted. So like they're missable or only get if you can do like a second playthrough. I'm really enjoying the story. Like I said, it's more playable story than game, but I'm enjoying it nonetheless. If you guys like it, let me know in the comments. If there's other games you want me to see me play on Game Pass or on PS Premium, let me know. And I will see you all next time.